welcome to the SCLD podcast. I'm Erin Dodge. Today I'm here with
Dana Menino.
And you are, what do you do here at the library?
I'm a programming librarian based out of the Spokane Valley Library.
Wonderful. And today we're here to talk about some programs and some cool things coming up, and some programs that are really near and dear to your heart, as well as other things going on in the library. They're all near and dear to our hearts, let's be honest. Okay, so first, let's talk a little bit about Storytime Shorts and online Storytimes.
Yeah, they're coming up. We drop Storytime Shorts every week.
Yes.
And those ones are the ones that are pre-recorded, right?
Yes, they're on Facebook Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10 a.m. And then we also put them on YouTube. So if you miss one, you can always catch it on YouTube. Yeah.
Those are the best because they've been edited very tightly. So if your child has a short attention span, they're not going to walk away. It's more like watching TV than watching a person on Zoom.
Yeah, but then if you really want that interaction with the librarian and you really want to have some time where the kiddos are singing and dancing and listening to stories and kind of interactive, the Storytime Online is the way to go.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yes, because that in-person interaction is very important for developing preschoolers, and we try to provide that every week.
Wonderful. And those are happening this week on Thursday and on Friday. So Thursday evening, Friday morning, you register online for those. Those are our online Storytime Live, and you're online with a librarian on the other end of the camera, basically, reading stories and having some fun. Yeah, wonderful. And other things going on, well, let's just talk about later this week, on Saturday, March 26th, we're going to have a program in Spanish. Can you tell us what it is and who it's for?
Yes, we are. So we're coming up on our, now let me remember exactly how we worded it this time. Craft and talk. We went through a couple drafts of that before we decided. So the library has committed recently to offering programs in Spanish that support parents who want to raise bilingual children. Okay. All of our Spanish programs are geared for children who can understand spoken Spanish and are willing to try speaking it a little bit. This one in particular is going to attempt to really draw out the speaking bit because that's the hardest part of learning a language. Did you ever study a language?
I did.
Yes?
And I'm not very good at it.
Yeah?
Years and years of high school French, and I'm still, I can listen to French and understand a bit of it still, but speak it. I was always bad in class, too. I had a French name, Muriel, and my French teacher was like, Muriel, no. Like, my accent was so bad. It was so bad.
It feels like there's a lot of pressure, isn't it, when you actually have to open your mouth and produce the sentences?
A lot, and it's so nerve-wracking. Am I getting it right? Am I saying something I shouldn't be saying?
So it's actually the same for kids even. A lot of kids will be able to understand Spanish if it's spoken in the house, but the part where they respond can be a little bit slower, or it can be the first thing that they let go of if they're experiencing some negative stereotypes in schools related to their Spanish-speaking identity. Okay. So we try to give them a place where they can come and talk with other kids who are excited about speaking in Spanish.
Wonderful.
And we know that most conversation happens while you're doing something side by side. Okay. I don't know, car conversations, cooking with your parents, things like that. Yeah. So we're going to have a craft activity. It it's inspired by something from a Latin American culture. Okay. And while the kids kind of do this repetitive activity, we'll be drawing them out in conversation, and they'll get a chance to practice with kids their age.
That sounds wonderful. What you just said clicked for me. Like when you're doing a craft and your mind is sort of got that focus, the language can just come, you lose the nervousness, it feels like. It just sort of, you can just say the things and it'll come out, and you're not stopping yourself from...
There's less pressure than the direct confrontational.
Wonderful. What a great idea. Yeah. All right, so that is Saturday, March 26th, 2 p.m. It'll be online. You register at scld.org on our website.
Register now so you can pick up your supplies for the craft
part of it. Oh, there's supplies. Okay. Right. Yeah, so register really quickly.
Yep, and we'll get those supplies out to you.
Immediately.
Yes.
Great. And then some other things going on this week. Let's talk about Poetry Slam.
I'm so excited for the Poetry Slam.
Now, we haven't been able to do this during the pandemic.
No, so our last in-person Poetry Slam was right before shutdown. Okay. It was in March, and it happened, it was our Valley Slam, Regional Slam. So it's been 2 years, so in case we've forgotten, the library usually sponsors a Poetry Slam in 2 regions, out in the Valley and out in the northern areas. Okay. High school students from those areas compete against each other. and then the winners would usually go to a grand slam where Valley and Northern schools can compete against each other. During the pandemic, we made it as far as the Valley Slam, and then that was it, and that was the end. So this year, it's been challenging getting things scheduled during COVID. I'm sure this has happened to you as well. So we're just having one slam with participation from schools in the north and also in the Valley. It's taking place soon, and our library customers are going to be able to watch it online. And we're very excited about it. I've been running around judging the preliminary slams that we do at individual schools so that the schools pick their representatives to send to the schools. I've heard some beautiful things. I heard poetry slams for teenagers. Oh, it's just a match made in heaven, because teenagers are experiencing those really big emotions about really big topics and issues, and poetry is the perfect outlet for that. So I've heard a lovely poem about being in a relationship with somebody who's verbally abusive. And being angry that that voice is louder than all the other voices in your head, and resenting the fact that it slowly becomes your voice as well. So that was the first 2/3 of a poem. And then the last third of the poem was a metaphorical boxing match between the two voices in her head.
That's amazing.
And talking about where the hits were scored and who was victorious. And that poem will be moving on to the Valley Slam. It was one of the winners.
All right.
So
it gives you a little teaser.
That's right. That's a teaser. Yes. Come
wonderful.
and hear the teens really bare their hearts and souls in a medium that they're just now learning. So,
wonderful. So look for that on our YouTube channel and possibly Facebook and our website. We're not sure exactly logistics if it'll be live streamed or we'll just record it and share it later, but it'll definitely be something to look for.
Yeah, you'll want to catch it either way.
Wonderful. Thank you.
And we would like to thank the Friends of the Valley Library for providing cash prizes for the teenagers.
That's right.
Because sometimes we all need a little motivation to be brave and vulnerable in front of a crowd. And
prizes sometimes will
What would you
that.
do for $50?
I would go on stage and recite poetry.
Yeah. So
I don't know if I'd win it, but I'd do it.
Yep. We'd like to thank the Friends for their support of these teens and encouragement in their art. It also can help them understand that their art could be a means of income for them.
Sure.
Preparing for this, we have professional poets come in and do workshops for them. The Friends have chipped in for that in the past. So it's a wonderful program.
What a great program. Yay!
Good work.
Looking forward to that. We have a few other things going on this week as well. So if you haven't signed up, sign up, and here we go. We have Getting Started with Medicare. And this is Tuesday, so tomorrow, March 22nd at 6 p.m., and it's online. And we have Study Buddy, again, on Wednesdays. This is an afternoon, kind of after-school online program you don't need to register for. Kids grades 2 to 5. Elementary school can go online and get paired up with a Study Buddy volunteer, an adult who can help them with reading, math, writing, any kind of lessons like that. So super helpful.
Yep.
And we also have trivia this week.
Those are always so fun.
So I have a mug, a Downton Abbey mug. I'm kind of a Downton Abbey nerd.
Are you going to register? Will the mug be making an appearance at the program?
Potentially. Okay.
All right, everybody. Erin's the one to beat.
I have to rewatch all of the episodes, though. It's been.
Are you gonna commit the time to that?
Maybe.
I'm always really impressed because the librarians who put these together, they do commit.
There's certain shows that I've watched 2 or 3 times, and I feel like I could probably put another run through.
You could make it through all of
I probably could. Well, I don't know. I'd have to start tonight.
Yep. It's a lot of hours in there, but
It is. Maybe I just watched the early seasons because that's probably the ones I don't remember the most. Anyway, let's talk about when this is so everybody can join and do some trivia. It's Thursday, March 24th at 6:30 p.m. So sign up now if you haven't. Even if I don't get a chance to watch them all, it would be fun to sort of remember, and even if I forget in the moment, remember with the trivia and think about how fun it was, what great shows they were. All right, we also have Take It Apart. Now this is for kids kindergarten and up. I believe if they're under 8 or 8 or under, they need to have an adult. We can look over here. Yep, verification from off camera. So this is Saturday, March 26th. This is in person at North Spokane Library, and it starts at 10 a.m. Can you share? Do you know what goes on?
Yes, no, I've taken Take Apart out to different places in the community.
I thought so. Okay.
And the kids always get so excited about it because you give them a hammer and you give them a screwdriver and you say, "Can you find out what's inside of this VCR?"
And goggle and safety
protective.
glasses. Okay.
Yes, they have protective gear on to keep them safe.
Yes.
And all of the electronics are unplugged, so there's no chance that they're going to get electrocuted.
But what fun!
Yes, they always think that the hammer is going to crack the thing first, but hammers do not beat screws. You need a screwdriver,
You have to.
and it won't work any other way. But yes, it's delightful, and it's fun to compare electronics and see. There's usually a fan in nearly all electronics, and kind of see similarities across and see if we can figure out what pieces do what.
And I've opened up several computers in my day.
Yes.
And it's fascinating. Like, I just only touch what I know I can touch, because what the rest does, I don't know. But yeah, it's fascinating to see how electronics work and all of the engineering that goes into them. So what a great program.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, what else do we have? We have Science from Home also on Saturday, March 26th. This is online on Facebook at 11 a.m. And this is librarian Molly does an experiment that you can do at home with household items. So that's happening. And I think we've covered mostly everything this week. What a great week.
Oof, I'm getting tired already.
And,
that's a lot of stuff.
And if you haven't already, again, SCLD.org, go to our events calendar, sign up. And thank you so much, Dana, for being here today. And,
Always a pleasure.
We'll see you next time.
All right.
All right. Thank you. See you next week.